Hello children, today I am going to start a new topic. The name of the topic is changing cultural tradition. This short topic is related to the changes of culture and in other fields during the period of 14th to 17th century in Europe. So before I start telling you the changes between the period of 14th to 17th century, I want to tell you and I want to throw some light on the previous topics which I have earlier and already taught you. I want to give a recap so that you could understand what were the earlier things and what changes have come in 14th to 17th century. So children, let's first start from the Roman period. As you know that Roman Empire was spread across the three continents, means in most of the Europe, means in Eastern Europe also, Western Europe also, and in North Africa also. In North Africa, right? As you all know that Augustus was the first Roman emperor who ruled from 27th BC to 14th century. And you know that during the Roman Empire, the political system was very strong and the administration was run in a very systematic manner. In fact, they were following the system of democracy which we are following today in our country. Though the system of election was not the same, but the ministers, or we can say all the representatives were very powerful and they were working just like parliamentarians work today. Even they were so much influential that sometimes they influenced the decisions of the rulers, that is emperor also. Not in this field, but in other fields like art and architecture, science, like art and architecture, science, then literature, and in some other fields also the Romans people had developed their skills and knowledge. The result was that many Roman monuments and buildings are the example of the architectural development. Some historians compare the huge monuments and buildings of Rome from the period of Roman Empire and from the buildings of Rome to the buildings of the Vijayanagar Empire. And they tell that they were having a very huge and very splendid palaces and buildings, which gives the glimpse of a developed culture, developed civilization. And we have seen that there was a period when the coming rulers and coming emperors were not able to manage and to have a much hold and to administer it properly, because Roman Empire was a very big empire which was spread through 3 continents. That's why the result was that there was a time when the Roman Empire collapsed. After the collapse of Roman Empire, there was a spread of Islam in a very sharply and sharp manner, we can say, because at that time the Islam, there was a origin of Islam, and they started to spread their religion not only in Arab countries but in other countries also. So there was a spread of Islam also. And then during the period of 9th to 16th century, we have studied about 3 orders. In this period, we have studied about the 3 orders. Here, the 3 orders means the first one, the clergy, second one, the nobles, and the third one, the peasants. The clergy were the group of people who never paid taxes, and they were having all the facilities, and they were enjoying their all lavish life, and they were having the power also, and they were very powerful, like the governors of the provinces, like the parliamentarians, and the persons who belong from the royal families. And the nobles, all the feudal lords, because the feudal system was in the existence and it was working in a very systematic manner in the Western Europe. And during the feudal system, feudal lords were very powerful, and they were controlling the peasants in the areas which were granted to a particular feudal lord, because all the powers were transferred by the king. Not all the powers, but the power which was assigned and which was supposed to be exercised by the landlord. Those powers were given by the king in the ceremony or in the church in a professional way, and with each and every documents also, and with the group of officials and persons who will work in the office with the feudal lords. And this you have read in the previous chapter also, that how the power was assigned to the feudal lords. So this feudal system was working in a very systematic way in the Western Europe, and feudal lords were called the nobles, and they were also very powerful, because under the one feudal lord, many knights were there and peasants were also there, and peasants were paying taxes to the feudal lord, and peasants were helping the feudal lord in the time of war also, in the time of any crisis also, and in rebellions, and in with this help, the feudal lords assured the peasants to give the security in time of crisis or in time of any war-like condition, right? Some knights were also there. Knights means soldiers, and they were also working under the feudal lords. Then peasants, I told you. So this way feudal system was working in the Western Europe during the period of 9th to 16th century, as I told you, right? Then what happened in the 14th century? There was a big change because during the period of 11th century से 12th century, then 12th century से 13th and 13th से 14th century, ये जो पीरियड था 300 सालों का, the climate was very good, pigeons were very happy and they were able to grow good crops also, and the result was that their economic condition was very good, everything was going on very smoothly. But then what happened in 14th century? Let's tell you. In 14th century, it is called the 14th century crisis also. In this period, what happened? Some geographical and economic condition forced the people to change the system. For example, earlier as I told you, the climate was very good. People and peasants were very happy to grow a very good crop. But in the late 14th century, the first thing which occurred, it was oceanic flood. Next, storm. Third one, lack of silver. And the fourth one, plague. First was oceanic flood. Due to the oceanic flood, the crops destroyed. Storm. Due to the storm, the homes of the people destroyed, the crops destroyed, and many other situations became very worse. And then the lack of silver. Due to the lack of silver, the government of Western Europe had to decide that it will include less quantity of silver in the metal coins and in the metal currency, metal money, and some cheaper metal will be used in that metal money. The result was that economic condition of the state was going to certainly worse, and then there was a infectious disease which spread because there was a trade was going on from different countries, and ships were going because trade was done basically from the waterways, and ships were used to carry the goods. So rats also came, and due to the rats there was a disease, infectious disease which spread in Western Europe, that was the plague. Due to the plague, what happened? It spread very sharply in Europe, and the result was that in 14th century, 20% of the whole population of Europe died, and in some places in whole Europe, how many? 40. How many percentage? 20%. And in some places it was 40% also. The result was that there was the population of the workers declined, and when the entrepreneurs wanted to employ workers, then workers started to ask for higher wages. The second thing was that for this all reason, the feudal system declined, and this was the most important thing which occurred in Europe, that the feudal system which was working from 9th century, which started to working from 9th century in a very systematic way, in a very strongly manner, and feudals became very strong. They were nobles and they were enjoying all the facilities of the state. Thus, this system declined because now peasants started to revolt against the feudals. They did not want to work under them. They did not want to be suppressed and exploited. So they started to exploit. So they started to revolt against the feudal lords, and feudal lords could not do anything because the population decreased very sharply, and in that population peasants were also there and workers were also there. So there was no option of feudal systems decline. The result was that new states were created. New states were created, and new states means जो whole जो empire थे, जो big empires थे. Now in place of big empires, now small kingdoms, small states were created, and kings who became the ruler of those kingdoms or those places, they became very stronger. How they became very stronger? And they brought many good changes, due to which they were called the new monarchs also. What they were called? They were called new monarchs. And these new states were created, and these new monarchs, they have brought many good changes. What were the changes? The first one, first they strengthened their position and power. They strengthened their power. The first thing is that उन्होंने अपनी पावर को बहुत इंक्रीज कर ली, एंड स्ट्रेंथन मीन्स उसको बहुत मजबूत अपनी पोजीशन को बनाई, ताकि जो है दे कुड सर्वाइव. एंड देन नेक्स्ट वन वाज दे मेड देयर स्टैंडिंग आर्मी well equipped. Well equipped means with all the arms. They provided all the arms which were needed to the army, and they made their army very strong. You know, children, when your army is very strong, then the king can manage its empire very nicely. How? Because you are assured that you are able to defend yourself. For example, at present time you can see that India is and the Indian government is investing much on for the purpose of the defense services. Why? To save the boundary which are just interconnected, or we can say which are touching the boundary of other countries. We can take the example of northwestern area or northeastern area. One side we are having one neighboring country, and the other side also we are having other neighboring countries, right? So जो है defenses and defense services को strong करना बहुत जरूरी है. Until unless we are safe, how can we go through in some other field? How can we develop our skill, and how can we do work in some other field until unless we feel that we are safe, right? So जो है well equipped army उन्होंने स्टैंडिंग की. The third is permanent bureaucracy. Permanent bureaucracy. Bureaucracy, you know, it's a group of officials which are permanent appointed in a government, so that they could work and they could help in the working and in the implementation, and for the implementation of the policies and programs of the government, and for the implementation of the orders given by the ruler. So bureaucracy is very important. So just pay the attention for three things. They strengthen their power, and then they focus on well equipped standing army. Then they focus on the permanent bureaucracy to keep themselves strong. Now let's know what happened in 14th to 17th century. In this chapter we will study about the 14th century and 17th century. 14th century से 17th century के बीच में what happened in Europe. study this. And now first thing you should know, what do you mean by 14th century? 1301 से 1400 CE is called 14th century, and 1601 से 1700 CE it is called the 17th century, right? 1301 से 1400 is called the 14th century, and 1601 से 1700 CE is called the 17th century. In this chapter, we will study whatever the circumstances, social, economic and political were there, what changes were brought during the period of 14th to 17th century, right? And we have the name of the topic is changing cultural tradition. Means रोमन एम्पायर में कैसे था, थ्री जो भी ऑर्डर्स हैं कैसे था, I have told you, I have explained in brief in this topic also. Now what came new and what was the new thing which were developed during the period of 14th century? We will study in this thing in this chapter. Now let's start. The first thing is that, as you know, that after the feudal system collapsed, there was a lot of destruction also due to some other reasons, which I am not explaining in this topic. And in the previous chapter you have studied some very developed towns collapsed, ruined, पूरी तरह खत्म हो गए थे. उन्हीं डेवलप्ड टाउन्स में रहने वाले लोगों ने, जो कि पूरी तरीके से डिस्ट्रक्शन को सफर कर रहे थे, वॉट एवर द पीपल सर्वाइव, जिन लोगों ने सर्वाइव किया, उन लोगों ने क्या किया, उसको फिर से रिकॉन्स्ट्रक्ट करने की कोशिश की. एंड रिकॉन्स्ट्रक्शन में सम न्यू सिटीज केम इनटू बीइंग, केम इनटू एग्जिस्टेंस. कुछ नए सिटीज उभर कर सामने आए जो कि आर्ट एंड लर्निंग का सेंटर बन गए, और यानी कि वहाँ पे लोगों ने आर्ट एंड लर्निंग को इम्पोर्टेंस देना शुरू कर दिया. दीज सिटीज वेयर Florence, Venice and Rome. You can see in the map that there is a country nowadays, Italy. These three cities are there. You can see in the map, in the world map, in the atlas. You can see here these three cities were there. ये तो Florence, Venice and Rome. ये three cities का नाम इसलिए है क्योंकि इन थ्री सिटीज ने सबसे ज्यादा डेवलप किया. ऐसा नहीं कि अदर सिटीज ने डेवलप नहीं किया. अदर सिटीज वे आर आल्सो डेवलप्ड एंड दे वर आल्सो डेवलपिंग. पीपल बिलोंगिंग फ्रॉम अदर सिटीज वे आर आल्सो डेवलपिंग, बट दीज सिटीज आर देयर जिसने सबसे तेजी से एंड सबसे ज्यादा डेवलप किया, और दे बिकेम द सेंटर ऑफ आर्ट एंड लर्निंग. यहाँ के लोगों ने क्या किया, आर्ट एंड लर्निंग को सबसे ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंस देना शुरू कर दिया. ठीक है. द सेकेंड थिंग, रिच पीपल started to give patronage. रिच पीपल ने पैट्रोनेज देना शुरू किया. started to give patronage to whom, किसको देना शुरू किया, to poets, writers and artists. Right? When they started to think that art and literature and learning are very important, then rich people ने patronage देना शुरू किया. What is patronage? As I have told you that what was patronage? Patronage in Hindi we call it sharan dena. You have studied in the lower classes that in our India, in ancient time, kings used to give patronage to the tourist also, to the poet also, to the writers also, and in Mughal period also, all the sultans and emperors were there. They also gave patronage to the painters also, poets also, musician also, and you know the names, and you have studied that many court poets were there, many court musicians were there, and they got the patronage of the state. Means State will bear all the expenses of the person, of the poet or painter who has been patronized by the ruler, right? यानी कि जिस व्यक्ति को, जिस भी पेंटर को, जिस कवि को, जिस राइटर को पैट्रोनेज राज्य का मिला हुआ है या किंग ने दिया हुआ है, उसके सारे खर्चे, फूडिंग, लॉजिंग, सारे खर्चे जो है कौन उठाएगा? राज्य, राइट? तो नाउ रिच पीपल ने क्यों शुरू कर दिया? नाउ दे स्टार्टेड टू से टू द राइटर्स एंड पेंटर्स, जस्ट राइट अबाउट अस, कि हमारे विषय में कुछ लिखना शुरू करिए। इसलिए उन्होंने पैट्रोनेज देना शुरू किया, किसको? राइटर्स को एंड पेंटर्स को, राइट? देन द थर्ड थिंग वाज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, दैट वाज प्रिंटिंग प्रेस. As children, all of you have studied in class 10th in very detail how printing press developed, and before the printing press, how the things were written, how the manuscripts were written, how the woodblock printing was done, then how the printing press came, and then after the printing press, how it became very easy to have many books, many printed books. The result was that the people who were living very far from the cities, they were also able to get the information and ideas through these printing books. And people belonging and they who were having the approach and who were having the interest and approach, they were writing their books also, they were sharing their ideas and views through the books. And the result was that the ideas and views spread very sharply, and people started to come to know, and they started to develop the fond of reading also. The result was that कि information बहुत तेजी से फैलने लगी, and this awareness gave the people chance to know the things. And the main and most important thing which I want to tell you, that earlier Europeans were thinking that the earth is in the center and all the planets are moving around it. But when the knowledge spread and they started to know and they started to have the geographical knowledge, then they came to know that no, it is then they came to know about the solar system. Then Europeans came to know that it is not right, but the sun is in the center and all the planets are around, moving around the sun. In the same way, they thought that Mediterranean Sea and the Europe in the center. The Europeans thought that the Mediterranean Sea and the Europe is in the center of the world, but later they came to know that no, it was wrong. The correct thing is that it is not in the center of the world. Thank you, children. That's all for today, and I think I have explained a lot. And rest of the thing, and next topic, that is the sources of this chapter, I will start and teach in the next class. Thank you. Thank you. Have a nice day.